Cha-Cha presented by Wrestling Fans Discord. Here's your hosts, Skull, J-Train, and Shadow!
Hey guys, Scals here. I'm joined by Shadow and J-Train.
Hello, all Twitchverse.
So tonight we're going to be discussing the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. We're going to be giving our predictions and we're going to do a breakdown of each of the matches.
Yeah. What do you want to start with first?
So, you guys looking forward to the show tomorrow night?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm feeling this is going to be one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
Well, it is the first pay-per-view of the year, so hopefully it is the best one because there's really nothing other to compare it to. But in reference to the entire pandemic, I do believe that this could be one of the best ones that we've seen.
Year after year, we give surprise entrance into the Rumble.
Thanks, Fats Canadian, for the follow. So the first match we are going to be discussing, we are going to be going over our predictions for the SmackDown Women's Championship, where Sasha Banks is facing off against Carmella. So, J-Train, what do you think of this match?
Seeing the build up over the last couple months with this match, it's been pretty interesting. The inclusion of Reginald as there's her Carmella Sommelier is actually pretty intriguing as he's pretty athletic. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him during the Rumble. I honestly think Sasha Banks is going to win this one because she's been able to build up momentum and everything. And I just think the one person that we're going to have to watch out for is Reginald.
I do like his inclusion into this. It actually does seem to make it a little bit more interesting. So
Absolutely.
I do have Sasha Banks winning this as well.
Yeah, they haven't been hiding it at all either. They've literally just given it as a clear cut. Carmella's a sort of filler for Sasha Banks, so they get her a bigger feud, but she hasn't been just be like a quick turnaround. They've actually expanded on this a little bit more, which has actually been pretty good. So
I think if Carmella wins after the Rumble, it's not gonna be a clean win. I don't know. Just the way her character goes, it's too obvious to not have it as a clean win. So.
I mean, I could see that happening as well. But I definitely do think that Sasha Banks' time as Women's Championship is not over. And honestly, she's probably...
I believe this is her longest run, isn't it?
Well, considering every other one that she's ever had, she's lost on her first defense. Yes.
Yep.
She's actually never successfully defended the title until this championship reign. So I would say this has probably been her most successful time, and honestly, she deserves it. She was one of the standout performers for 2020 between her and teaming with Bayley and the feud with Bayley afterwards.
Yep. And might I also add that those reigns that she had, that was also in a feud with Charlotte. Multiple of those where they were about trading the title back and forth.
Yeah, when she had the last woman standing.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, some of those matches were unbelievable, and it's just a shame that she never got the title reign she deserved on any of those.
Yep.
Sasha as a character is amazing. She's able to flip the switch quick, either being a heel or a face. I prefer the heel, though. She plays the perfect part.
Oh, absolutely. And I think her working with Bayley during that time frame actually helped out her heel persona even more, which was great.
Yeah, even though Bayley was the heel as well, it's kind of weird how it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know back in 2019 there, or was it 2020? No, it was 2019 because last year nothing happened. 2019, the night after SummerSlam in Toronto, and she came back. I mean, everybody marked out when her music hit.
Oh, after she left from what happened beforehand.
When she was on the, on sitting out comedy thing.
And it's
When she pouted for half a year.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that her leaving was probably one of the best things she's ever done because she came back stronger and better.
Oh yeah,
Was there.
I've noticed a significant change in her in-ring ability since she started coming back, and it's made her matches watchable again.
She was joking. I saw her joking on Twitter that she's gonna go help Snoop with his frog splash.
he definitely needs that. It kind of reminded me of Matt Sydal.
Oh no, not the Matt Sydal watch.
Anyways.
So, any final thoughts on this one before we move on to the next match?
Like I said, it's not going to be a clean finish.
The only way that Carmella wins is by Reginald's involvement.
The sommelier?
Yep.
I mean, he's pretty athletic for a sommelier. So, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if he actually starts wrestling at some point. Because he seems like he would actually be pretty good at it.
I actually did a little bit of research on him, and he is a former Cirque du Soleil performer.
Yeah, I did see that as well. So that definitely makes sense cool. After with how everything is.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next match. The next one we have is for the Women's Tag Team Championship, where you have the champions Asuka and Charlotte Flair defending against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Shadow, let's start with you on this one.
This one's tough because, Charlotte's coming back with really a lot of push right now, and then you have the former tag champs in Baszler and Jax, and Asuka still being the double champ. I mean, right now, I don't really see anybody dethroning them, but I'd like to see Baszler and Nia get another run at the belt. There's no reason to have Charlotte competing in the tag division right now.
I mean, I could see having them retain in order to set up the feud between them two for the title itself. That's what I could see happening, where they retain and you start to see the tension between them come through, and it could also boil over into the Rumble, because I know Asuka's in there. Flair's in there. I'm not so sure about Asuka.
I don't think Asuka would be in the Women's Rumble as champ.
Yeah, she is the current Raw Women's Champion, so I don't think that would make too much sense.
But I mean, we've seen it with Lesnar, so I mean, anything's possible. But
that is true.
That is true.
I mean, that was a pretty damn good Rumble last year too.
And to be fair, like, the reason I want Baszler and Nia to become two-time champs is because then you can have Charlotte maybe lose dirty, and then Asuka get pissed, or vice versa, and it can kick the feud up.
I could definitely see this starting as a feud going to WrestleMania, or at least Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the thing with that as well is, you have young stars coming up in the women's division, like Belair, and they'll do wonders in this division, and having Asuka and Charlotte as tag champs doesn't make sense because it doesn't hold anything.
So, what's your thoughts? Who do you think is actually gonna keep the belts here? You gonna think Nia Jax and Baszler win?
I think there's a title change.
You think there's a title change?
100%.
I don't think that there's going to be a title change, but I also think with the validity of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler that there's going to be something going on between them to either get them disqualified, or as an outside opportunity, I feel like Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke could possibly come in and screw up their chances.
See, for this match, I honestly think that it's going to determine what happens in the Rumble, because I feel like the Women's Rumble is going to be to start the night, and I feel that could determine how things unfold in this match. Because if Nia and Shayna get rid of other tag teams in the Rumble, they could interfere here and cause them to lose.
Yep, that is true.
But my overall thing for this is I feel that we're gonna see Flair and Asuka retain.
With a little bit of a bridge over, starting probably Fastlane or Elimination Chamber that leads to them having a Raw Women's Championship fight at WrestleMania.
Well, Fastlane is the pay per view for March. We're gonna get to Elimination Chamber first. So
Okay, so then, yeah.
This definitely can go 50-50 either way, right? This match. A lot of talent in there.
I think this is one of the two potential title changes that we would see tomorrow night. This one and then one we're going to discuss later are the only ones that I can see actually having the title switch hands. Is there any other?
I was going to say which one would you think is the second one, but I'm sure we'll get into that later on.
We will get into that later on. It's one that I don't think anybody really wants to see, but might happen anyway. So, any final thoughts on this one?
Dougie. We've got Dougie coming over saying that he thinks Tegan Knox is going to play a part in this match.
I didn't even think about that. I know she's been injured. I don't know if she's ready to come back or not. That's part of the issue.
Or maybe Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I don't think any of them is going to get involved in here. I have a whole list of who I think are potential surprises that we will see in the Rumble. I'll go into that once we get over there, and then I would like to hear your guys' thoughts as well for those. See if we're similar on that. But is there anything else that we think about this match before we move on to the next one?
To be honest, no.
Okay. So I think this next one has the potential to be the match of the night. And it's going to be the Roman Reigns Kevin Owens Last Man Standing match. The build up to this has absolutely been amazing. It is probably the best thing I've seen WWE do in such a long time. And I really don't even have anything compared to say bad about this feud. It's just been so good.
I think the last time we had it. Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't a big fan of Roman Reigns when he came out with Paul Heyman initially, but they have done a really good job of building up this. I'm the top guy. I'm the head of the table. I'm the tribal chief character. I was skeptical of it at first, but they have really done a great job of making me want to hate him, but want to see him excel at the same time just to see where it goes.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's what they tried to do with Brock for a long time, but with Paul working with Brock, Paul was the voice of Brock, right? As opposed to this, is Reigns does all his talking, and Paul is kind of just like, I listen, I bow down. You know, it's not the same structure and same relationship. So it's something new out of Paul Heyman, which after years is nice to see. It's the heel that everybody wanted Reigns to be. So it's great. And then you got the babyface and Kevin Owens, never give up attitude. And him just competing, trying to get back to where he was.
I honestly don't see him giving up. I really don't.
No, that's what made my decision tough about this match, is that he is the blue-collar worker. He is the man that fights for his family, that fights for the WWE, and that it's kind of like a John Cena-esque thing, but with Kevin Owens' own twist. John Cena's whole thing was about respect, hustle, and loyalty. You can put it in whatever order you want. But Kevin Owens is, I won't give up. I'm not gonna bow down, and I'm not gonna say that you are my master.
Right, and I feel like Kevin Owens is going to knock the veneers right out of Reigns' mouth at some point, so it's going to be fun to watch.
It's definitely. I'm at least expecting a 4 to 4.5 star match out of that one tomorrow.
I guarantee you, this match goes 45 minutes minimum.
I wouldn't doubt it. They have it's only fitting that this boils down to the Royal Rumble. Like they've had good matches in the past. That steel cage match on SmackDown was good. Shoot, what was the previous pay-per-view that they did?
TLC.
Yeah, the TLC, the tables, ladders, and chairs match that they do was even better. They set that up perfect with the Uso coming in, and that's another thing too is that Jimmy's coming back as well.
Yeah,
So
I think that's part of what's going to happen here. I think that's going to help turn the tides a little bit in this match because I feel that we're going to see Jimmy come back and help out and join the tribal chief.
that would not surprise me. Although Jimmy's been I don't like, why are you looking up to him? He doesn't matter. He's nobody. He's just an over ego inflated piece of crap.
But at the end of the day, family bloodlines. We're potentially looking at the modern day wild Samoans, right? With these, so it would be interesting. But at the end of the night, I don't think Owens is going to win, but I hope he does. That's what you want, because the momentum that Reigns has right now, you'd be stupid to slow it down.
Oh, absolutely. And if Owens wins, it's going to be no, I don't think that's going to be true. I think it's going to be something it would have to be something crazy in order for him to get the win. And I don't think it would hurt Reigns it wouldn't hurt Reigns at all. So the only way I can think, unless Jimmy comes back and helps Kevin Owens and turns on the family.
Very well could.
Right. Yeah. And the only way that I see Kevin losing this match is because as we said before, he's never gonna give up. He's never gonna quit. Like he's just gonna fight until he can't do it anymore. That he loses this match because he's either buried by some object that he can't just pick up.
Right. I think that's the only way we're gonna see somebody win this. Either way, just because of how well both have been built up, it's just been so good.
Yep. I do see handcuffs playing a part in this too, as it happened in the steel cage. That it's going to come to an 8 count, and then Kevin Owens is going to magically break the handcuffs, and he's going to stand up. So that's a bold prediction there too.
But my thoughts on this is that you're going to see Roman retain.
Yep.
That's
just
Roman.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on it.
Act of God that Owens wins. It's going to be Reigns that walks out.
Yep.
So, any final thoughts on this one?
It's going to be an all-out war, and it's going to be a match.
It's going to be fun.
I completely agree that this is going to be. It's going to be. Thank you, Aeonic Blast, for the follow. I appreciate it. So, in reference to what I was saying earlier about the other match that we could see a potential title change is this one. Drew vs. Goldberg.
Oh, God.
As much as I don't want it to happen,
it needs to happen in a sense.
It does. It doesn't.
It sets up my further point for later.
It doesn't need to happen. It's a stupid idea, and it definitely should not happen. That being said,
back in WWE is
that being said, that's something WWE would do.
Yeah,
Right.
that's something that Vince would do because he is infatuated with Goldberg.
It's the only belt Goldberg hasn't won. Um, he's had everything else in
The thing that really annoys me, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Scott.
Nope, you're fine.
The thing that really annoys me with WWE bringing back Goldberg constantly, there's many guys on the Raw roster right now that McIntyre could go head to head with, and it'd be an amazing match.
Yep.
There was no reason to bring Goldberg back. The reason I think they brought Goldberg back, and I'll touch on this a little bit more after too, is there's a wrong to be righted.
Oh, I completely agree.
Goldberg doesn't need the gold. Goldberg is done. Everybody doesn't like it. Vince is just so stuck in his ways that he's never going to see it any other way.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Like in my eyes, you could. There's so many better options. Drew and Ali could have a great match. Drew and Ricochet could have a great match. Drew and Gable could have a great match.
Keith
But
Lee
don't.
right now can't. But
yeah, but there's just so much mid-card talent that could be main event talent if just given the chance, and then they're just taking away everything.
I'd rather watch Drew McIntyre fight a broom than fight Goldberg.
So, speaking of this match, what is the over-under on how long it is going to last? I said
6.5 minutes.
3 minutes.
6.5 minutes.
This match will go right before the final Rumble of the night, and it'll last 7.5 minutes, and Goldberg will hit 4 jackhammers and 3 smooths.
It's so bad.
It's quicker than that.
It's not going to be a long match at all.
No.
I'm probably going to fall asleep for that.
It's a bathroom break match, potentially.
That's the match that you get when you're at a live event. You got to go to the bathroom real quick or get a beer.
That's pretty much what this is going to be. This match is going to turn into. It's going to be the filler match between the Universal title and the Royal Rumble. That's what I feel.
Yep.
Which Rumble? Don't know. But I'm going to assume it's the men's.
It's the men's because the women's will open the show. The men's has more potential to have surprises in regards to different things that can happen. So I feel that...
Maybe we'll just get 3 hours of straight Rumbles. Who knows?
Well, you figure each Rumble is going to be an hour each. And then you have 4 of the matches to last for the other 2 hours.
Could everybody go outside the box and go back-to-back Rumbles?
They would never do that. It's too tiring as a fan to watch both Rumbles back-to-back. That's just me.
I mean,
I don't think
it was
I
a
don't think they
chart
would
for
do
the
that.
greatest Royal Rumble.
I just world slide.
So I think we're done with this match.
Yeah.
I think we all feel that we want Drew to win, but we have a strange suspicion that Goldberg's going to win.
It's just,
Super strange.
But now let's get to the Women's Royal Rumble. So, as of now, there are 12 confirmed entrants for the Rumble for the women's match. That means there is 18 current surprises to where it can, we can get people from anywhere that you think. First, let's pick to see who you think is going to win the Rumble. So, Jared.
Yeah, J3.
You go first.
In my opinion, it's either going to be Bianca Belair or it's going to be Alexa Bliss. Both have come up to the Royal Rumble with major heat. Like, they are on a roll right now, and Vince loves both of them, and I can see why. Like, if anything says it, it's that obstacle course thing that Bianca did with Bayley, that when she actually essentially picked up Otis and carried him across a whole side of the ring, not even sweating.
Yeah, that was
Christina, that was nuts.
I mean, that was crazy.
Like,
I
it
TikTok video. Nuts.
it won't look like much, but that's still a 300+ pound man that she just picked up without even trying.
Yeah, that's something.
And then Alexa Bliss, I honestly feel like there's going to be some screwery in that Women's Royal Rumble match with Alexa Bliss. I have a feeling that the lights are going to go on at some point during that match.
Okay. Okay. I can see that happening. So, I agree with your thought that it's going to be Belair winning. That's the one that I have winning it as well. The only thing I could say about that is if she throws out Bailey, I think Bailey's going to just pull her out and cause her to lose as well. If somebody
Yep,
else,
that's also a possibility.
if somebody else eliminates Bailey, I don't see that happening. So it just depends on how the eliminations happen. If it's not Bailey, if it's not Belair, I could see Rhea Ripley showing up and winning this tomorrow night.
That is true. She's rumored to be on the main roster already, right?
She is already rumored to be part of the main roster. They were just waiting to debut her. So either she's coming tomorrow night and winning, or she's going to have a great showing, and then you'll see her either Monday or Friday next week on the main roster full time.
Which is good. She's long overdue for a main roster spot.
Oh, completely agree.
But knowing Vince, it's probably going to be another Aleister Black situation, or Andrade, or the countless other NXT superstars that have been called up and sent back down or been lost in the mid card.
Well, I have some things to say about that too, so we'll see. Shadow, what's your thoughts?
Okay, well, I'd like to see the player win, so I'm joining you guys with that. I'd love to see Bliss win, but with the way everything is going, she doesn't need it. She's like the Fiend, where she doesn't need a belt. She doesn't need an opportunity at championship. The storyline's too good for her. So, as much as I love what Bliss is doing, I'm taking her out of the equation. Belair, I'd love to see win because, well, they just did a 24-hour documentary on her. They're exploring her life growing up. So they're very keen on her, right? My dark horse was, like you said, Rhea Ripley. And she's going to eliminate Charlotte. That's going to be her big elimination. Because they were supposed to go at it at WrestleMania in front of all those people last year. There's still a story to be told between them two. And I believe Charlotte's going to go and face Asuka down the road. So this goes back to the tag team match. They're going to drop the titles. There's going to be a feud that leads Ripley to Charlotte. And I feel like Ripley's going to win the Rumble to face Charlotte at Mania. My dark horse in this all is the tank riding, eat my tank. Here, you know what I'm talking about. Shotzi Blackheart.
I don't see her winning it, but she might have
an impression.
Yeah, she's gonna make a great impression if she does show up.
Little tank riding to the ring for the Rumble. Just gotta see it.
I can see her shooting a missile at somebody too, like she did.
You guys don't watch NXT and see what she's doing down there. She's really good. She's gonna be a name soon.
I mean, I already think she is a name. I mean, hell, she hosted a pay-per-view. She hosted Halloween Havoc.
But not a lot of people know who she is. At least some people don't even watch NXT, right? They don't really. They're outside the main roster.
And honestly, real quick, if you guys have not seen NXT, for all you out there, give it a watch. You think that it's the lower brand just because it's NXT, but it is not. A good portion of the time, NXT is the far better quality brand than WWE.
What about you? I don't know. Anything else you want to add there?
I would say.
Your surprises.
I would say NXT is the far better show than Raw. Not so much SmackDown.
It's still up there. They've still got they've still got main roster quality talent down there that are putting good shows consistently. So it's good to see a brand that went from we're just going to do this as a reality show to having them excel, essentially going on to USA Network and having a 2 hour time slot and being able to show what the world what they can do rather than just be on the WWE Network or on YouTube.
Right. I don't see many surprises in the women's. Like I said, I think Rhea comes. I think Shotzi comes. One or two maybe legends, but
All right.
something. One more. Let's throw one woman in out of the realm that you never think would come back and do it.
AJ Lee.
That's exactly what I was going to say. All three of us go AJ Lee. All right.
Who else do I think is coming back?
Yeah.
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie. All right. How about
Melina. They are both already signed to WWE.
Legends
That's
deal, right?
right.
No, Eva Marie is not on a Legends deal.
Is Melina though? I think
No, she's not. Nope. I also think Naomi will be coming back.
Okay.
We haven't seen her in a very long time. I already mentioned
It is.
she had a lot of personal stuff going on, and then she got injured. And then they were just waiting for the right time. I already mentioned Rhea. I believe Chelsea Green is now fully healed from her wrist injury, and she'll be back. Nikki Cross has been posting a lot of stuff on Twitter lately about the Royal Rumble and how she's not prepared and she hasn't had her chance and everything. But I have a feeling that if she does come back, she's going to cost Bliss the Rumble.
What about Sarah Logan?
Who?
Sarah Logan, Riot Squad?
She's pregnant.
She? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she actually...
I did know that, actually.
She, I believe, was supposed to give birth within the last week. I actually haven't seen her on Twitter lately, so I'm assuming she did.
We haven't seen the Raiders on Raw, so maybe.
Eric is been running around with the 24/7 championship because Ivar is still injured.
See, I'm not up to date with injuries, so.
I can see I have Shotzi on my list to come in. I have Casey Catanzaro.
We got to assume Becky comes back, right?
She is on my list.
She has been, at least in appearance.
She recently updated her Twitter bio to say time to go back to work. So
It could be multiple things.
it could be multiple things. But why would you change it 2 days ago when the Rumble is Sunday?
Stir the pot, sir.
Convenient timing.
If she doesn't come back on Sunday, she's coming back Monday. Like
It's the mother brain, you know. You didn't realize what time of the year it was, so you changed your Twitter.
the other one, I would say would be Mercedes Martinez. I could see her coming up, and
Phoenix.
I didn't put her on here. I should have, because she was at NXT this past week, or last week for NXT, and she has not been in an NXT show since the pandemic started. She's done everything remotely. So the fact that she was there, which mean that she already quarantined and she's back.
Unless she's just doing a live personal commentary.
She would no.
But it still seems a little...
She would not come here for a commentary that she's been doing from home the entire time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that it could be, it couldn't be. We'll have to wait and see.
And last but not least, I think we're seeing the return of Ronda Rousey tomorrow night.
Oh, God.
Go.
So, on Backstage, you're going to have Natalya face Tamina tonight for the 30th spot.
Speaking of Backstage, have we started yet?
They haven't done anything. I have it on. I've been watching it.
Okay.
There's another name that I would like to throw into that hat for a surprise entrance that I just thought about.
Trish?
Candice LeRae.
Oh, Candice. I don't know.
I feel like if her and Johnny, they actually could possibly carry the way up into the main roster.
I don't think they need to. They have such momentum going right now with the way down there. I feel it wouldn't be beneficial for them to jump up to the main roster.
No, because you'd have to bring the other two with.
Because then Austin Theory would have to come back up, and he already was up once, and it didn't work out well. So it's just
they kind of put Austin with the wrong person, though.
No, they put him with the right person, and then it just went from there. I forget what happened and how we got out of favor with them, but he would have been perfect with Seth.
If I'm not mistaken, he went from Andrade and Angel to Seth's Messiah Club.
Correct.
Yeah, thought so. And then just dropped off the face of the earth and then went to the way.
Right. So
something happened, right?
Yeah, something happened that caused him to be off TV, and then he got put back down into NXT.
Didn't he get hurt originally, and then I'm pretty sure he got hurt.
Might be. I'm not exactly sure.
And then he wasn't healing fast enough for their timeline and storyline.
So I think the final four that we're going to see in the ring on Sunday for the Women's Rumble is going to be Bliss, Bayley, Baszler, and Belair. Quadruple Bs.
Okay. Okay. I'll say Baszler, Belair, Bayley, and Rhea.
I'm gonna go with Belair, Baszler, Bayley, and then oddball thrown in there, Nikki Cross after she eliminates Alexa Bliss.
So you think Cross is going to take Bliss's spot? Okay.
Yeah, so Blitz, Nikki's going to eliminate Alexa Bliss in the final 5, and then Alexa's going to knock Nikki out.
Okay. I can see that.
All right. Are we finding out tonight who takes number 1 spot too for the women?
So tonight we're finding out who gets the 30th spot. Right. And then you're going to find out who's number 1 and number 2 for the men's.
Okay, so let's take since we're still on the women's, let's take a guess at who we think begins the Rumble. First 2 in. Scott, do first.
For the women, first 2 in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, it's got to be somebody that's already announced, because they're not going to do a surprise to start it.
No.
So I feel like whoever loses this match is going to be 1 or 2. So I feel
say Tamina
or Natalya is going to be 1 or 2, and I feel like the other one is going to be Dana Brooke.
What about you?
So I think this one is going to be, honestly, WWE could throw us a curveball. They could start Mandy and Dana off 1-2.
Okay. Gonna with Liv and Mandy.
Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with seeing them two in a ring together.
They need the entrances. They need the entrances.
So, all right. Well, let's move over to the men's Royal Rumble now. As you can see on the screen, those are all the confirmed entrants right now. So there are 19 that have been announced, leaving 11 surprises for tomorrow night. I'll go first with who I think is going to win the Rumble this year. I think we're going to see Daniel Bryan win it, and hey, he's going to get his the only thing he's really missing in his career, and that's a Royal Rumble victory.
Oh, we actually have a new entrant.
Who?
So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Dominic.
He's on there.
Is he? Okay, so I'm going to go down this list that I'm looking at right now,
Are
and it
you
is
looking at the list on what I posted?
Fightful.
Oh no, I have a.
I'm looking at the list on Fightful.
If you actually have the Twitch up, I have the image on there, and it has all 19 entrants.
Oh, well,
So we
there's a
have
20th here on Fightful.
who's the 20th?
So I've got Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Otis, The Miz, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke, Big E, Sheamus, John Morrison, Mustafa, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Dominic, and King Corbin.
The one that's not showing on this image is Jay.
Oh, okay. So Jey Uso. So that leaves 10 stops. Okay. Unless he's not on there, because this is the most recent image put out by WWE.
Right.
So
unless they've been going back and forth on Jay being in it.
Right.
Well, like everything is subject to change, right? We're recording this on a Sunday night or Saturday night at 8:00 at night, so just a whole 20 some hours before the event.
That's been the theme for the last 2 weeks on SmackDown. Card subject to change.
Right. I mean, we could go right up to an hour before the show actually starts, and everything could change.
Yep, COVID can be a very strange mistress. So more than half of these guys could be out of the Royal Rumble because of it. So you never know, especially since Keith Lee and Mia Yim have been diagnosed with COVID.
So Scouts, what are you predicting for this Rumble?
So I predicted that Daniel Bryan was going to win.
Right. That's what you said. Sorry. JJ, what's your prediction?
I'm honestly thinking that it could go between Big E and we could either see Edge or maybe even Cesaro get a push. Cesaro's been a real dark horse. They started to split Shinsuke and Cesaro off slowly but surely. And Cesaro's been excelling in singles matches and by beating Daniel Bryan, I think twice now, and that he's been consistently performing well. So Vince could probably look into that and say, hey, like, let's give Cesaro a shot. Let's see if he takes advantage like Drew did.
Isn't there a match added to the Royal Rumble?
Which one?
Lashley and the original Bro.
Not that I'm aware of.
Or is that supposed to take place next week after Royal Rumble?
I think it's supposed to take place after the Rumble. I haven't seen them add any matches.
So it's either going to be a pre-show
but
match
it will be safe to say that there will be matches added tomorrow for the pre-show, because right now it's going to be like a 2-hour pre-show and there's no matches on it. So it's just safe to say we're going to get at least 1 or 2 matches added tomorrow.
I'm going to say before Backstage says it, the entrant number 30 is going to be Randy Orton.
Easily. That's just a dead giveaway.
My winner of the Rumble is going to be Edge.
Okay.
I believe that Edge and Orton will be the final 2 in the ring, because you have to set up a story that way.
What story are you setting up?
You're closing somewhat of the chapter of the Edge and Orton before the injury. You're somewhat closing that up. But you're also opening it up to 2 people left in the ring where they can cut to a pre-tape segment and boom, he's back. You have to let him in.
I mean, I can see that. There's been a lot of rumors that there's going to be this crazy, scary ending for the show.
And I believe Fiend will throw him over, and which would leave Edge the winner. And we carry on into down the road. Probably now a WrestleMania match this might be, but we'll talk about that on a different podcast. But it'll set up Orton and Fiend in that Firefly Funhouse match that everybody's been hearing about.
So, if Edge does win this Rumble, who do you think he would go after? would he go after Drew or Goldberg, or would he go after Roman?
It would make no sense for him to go after Roman right now. Or it would make sense for him to go after Roman right now because he'd be a big face and Roman would be a big heel.
Good point. I honestly don't think Edge gets the title, though.
I do. I don't see Edge wrestling much longer, and I figure that would be his swan song.
Oh, but you also got to think, too, like, with Edge, like, Edge, Randy, and Brock now, they're all three of them are trying to push new talent rather than further their already Hall of Fame worthy careers.
Yeah, but
So,
I feel like Vince needs to do Edge right, though. Let Edge retire on his terms, like he did with Taker. Edge isn't going to be around much longer, and he deserves to leave with the championship. Maybe that's just the Canadian in me.
What?
Canadian.
Wins the title and then immediately drops the title on the mat at WrestleMania?
Maybe. That's the story to be written.
Story to be left told.
Let's see. Ooh. Here's a little wrench for you. Since we're trying to get some time for backstage as well. What if Goldberg wins and Miz cashes in instantly?
I was thinking that. That is one of the things that I thought might
forgot
happen.
about Miz still, because he recently got his Money in the Bank contract back.
Keep in mind, there's been a story going between Miz and McIntyre. It's been a secondary story compared to the main story. But it could set up a feud for McIntyre and Miz.
I would love to see Miz and McIntyre at WrestleMania. Two very solid performers. Then they could highlight the first night of WrestleMania, which would be amazing.
I gotta assume Miz is coming up to a career ending too, right?
Miz just needs to go. He needs to be out of the title picture. I don't think he shouldn't even have the Money in the Bank. I hope it goes without cashing it in.
I mean, the way I look at it is Miz is one of those guys that made the Intercontinental title relevant once again, and that he's amazing on the mic, and that he's only had one title run, and that was when he was super young. That was like 08?
10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, give or take 10 or 11 years.
It was 2010 because it was the exact. They said it was 10 years last.
Was it?
Last year, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yep, because he cashed in Orlando in October.
Right, in October of 2010.
Yep, I remember him saying that.
So, who do you think is your surprise entrances for this one? Oh, Natalya won. Natalya is going to be the number 30th entry for the Women's Rumble. Breaking news.
Ooh.
Breaking news right here on.
Heard it here first, folks.
So, like I said before, if Ronda comes back, something can happen to Natalya, and Ronda takes her spot. They are really good.
Natalya just won. It might set it up that way.
They are really good friends.
She could have possibly hurt herself during this match.
Correct. But I guess we'll have to see. Or Tamina attacks her afterwards because she's looking pissed. All right.
I don't see any of this because I'm in Canada.
So, who do you think are your surprise entrants for the Rumble?
I'm gonna say Lesnar.
Okay.
Boogeyman, just because I want to see his old ass again. Well, we know the nominal one won't show up.
We're not getting the we nominal one.
No we nominal one this time. It won't happen, but it'd be amazing if it did. Kenny Omega. Be amazing. He'd just be on everybody's brain. I don't know, but real serious. I want to say You're gonna see Lesnar. You probably see Johnny Gargano. Not to come up, but just to be in the Rumble.
Right.
Yeah, like he's done it a couple times in the past.
You got to see Adam Cole. Like it's time for Adam Cole. I don't think has Cole even been in a Rumble.
No.
Right. You need to see.
No, yes, he has.
When?
I think it was 2018. It was after their takeover pay-per-view. It was when Andrade was like fifth left in the ring.
I have to look it up because I'm not too sure about Adam Cole.
I'd love to see Adam Cole come up though.
I definitely know Adam Cole came in the Rumble.
Anyone else?
I think Seth Rollins. You have to see Rollins back now. He's been gone a month and a half, 2 months.
A little over 2 months because he left at the Survivor Series when he sacrificed himself.
Right, and King Corbin is in the. Okay, so this could set up some interesting stuff here.
Yep.
All right. So
What
for
about
my
you?
surprises that I want to see, Seth Rollins is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the possibility of Wade Barrett coming back.
We definitely do.
And
he was professionally done.
And then another oddball that we could possibly have, well, a couple oddballs that we could possibly have, Tyson Kidd could also be coming back as well.
Yeah. Okay.
He could maybe only be there for like 2 or 3 minutes just to be there, get a pop, or been thrown out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one that we really, really could see, which I'm definitely excited about, is Jay White.
Okay.
Wait, isn't that Pope? No.
What?
I think it's somebody else.
No, he's moving over from New Japan.
I don't know why I was thinking of Pope.
So there's a lot of rumors with him. There's rumors that he is actually already advertised for a show in March within New Japan.
Is he?
And that all of this is just a work. But I mean, it would be great if we saw him tomorrow night.
That could be. I mean, it won't be
Right.
as big of as an AJ Styles pop in the Royal Rumble, but I still think it could be a pretty decent size. Like, holy crap!
So I do agree with Brock, Seth, as them being back. So other surprises that I have Damian Priest debuting for the main roster. I have Booker T being a surprise entrant.
Yep.
I can
Bad
see
Bunny.
I can see Samoa Joe coming back. Where he's at ringside, he's in his suit. All of a sudden, the number hits, his music hits, and he strips off the suit and goes right in the ring. I know this is probably far-fetched. Jason Jordan. I know he's been trying to train and trying to come back from his injury. I think we might see an appearance from RVD.
That'd be great.
I think we're going to see Aleister Black being re-debuted with a new gimmick, being repackaged. I can see Buddy Murphy coming back, as well as Andrade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Andrade.
And then other ones that we could see that we would love to see, but we know probably won't happen, would be Christian. So we can get Christian and Edge in the ring, do the 5-second pose. And then obviously CM Punk.
CM Punk will never happen.
I never say never.
Never say never.
Just
we see Warrior come back.
never say never. Punk has even said it.
Punk has
Yeah,
said.
but I still.
Punk has said on record, if the money's right,
Correct.
he'll come back.
But
Yeah, that's the thing though. Vince will never pay him like that.
yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
But they won't waste it on a non-event with no people.
They could though, because they
It,
want to be talked about and bring up rating.
unless
have been
unless they
they've
did
been
that,
talking
unless
about
they
ratings.
did that with the promise that he will main event WrestleMania when they within the first show of having fans back, where he would main event one of the nights.
Well, that would make sense then.
Right.
If he comes back at the Rumble.
Right. So that's the only way that I feel he would debut tomorrow night, is if that was one of the guarantees that he would be one of the main events.
I just came up with a theory. I mean, it's probably been talked about before though, somewhere else in the world.
Yeah,
But let's say
of
Punk
course.
comes back tomorrow. Let's say Punk comes back tomorrow. Right? Maybe he draws the number 27, 28 in the Rumble because you don't want him too early. Right?
No.
Cult of Personality hits at 28. Boom, he's in the final two. Boom, he wins it.
I mean,
Let
I would love
Heyman
that, because that's my
Reigns,
number I have.
CM Punk. Boom. You're gonna have CM Punk come back, win the Rumble.
Oh, Randy Orton! Randy Orton is number one. Randy Orton has drawn the first entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble. Sorry to cut you off, Shadow.
Oh wow.
They just did the review for the number one spot. It's Randy Orton.
That's gonna sound a little cold and finish than we talked about.
Yep, and now they're counting down for the number two, and number two is Edge. Oh man, that's how they set it up. Woo!
So
That's
Oh
nuts.
man.
So my theory of the end just became the beginning.
Correct.
Kidding.
That's the only way they can guarantee that both of them would be in the ring at the same time alone, unless they were the last two. This could set up the Fiend coming back in the middle of the Rumble at like 8 or 9.
30.
At like no. 8 or 9, and removing Randy from it. And then
If
after
Fiend comes, sorry to cut you off, but if the Fiend comes back, it's not gonna be 8 or 9. It's gonna be 13.
True.
The unholy
True.
number. It has
Oh
to.
god.
So he comes back at 13, and then Orton disappears. Like, he gets eliminated, you don't see him anymore, and then after the Rumble, we go to the Firefly Funhouse match, and boom, there's a new match added to the card.
Okay, before I was interrupted by.
Well,
Rudely interrupted.
It's fine. It's Rumble related. So the ending. You're gonna have CM Punk hit 28. Cult Personality hits. Boom. He's in the ring. He's gonna win the Rumble. He ain't gonna challenge McIntyre because McIntyre is whatever. He doesn't need to. He needs to challenge Reigns. A, because Reigns has talked shit about him in the past. Part of my language. B, it's a Paul Heyman guy versus a Paul Heyman guy. Punk would be the ultimate face. It writes itself. It really does.
I can see that.
Punk coming back would be the ultimate face move.
It's either going to be Punk, and that in that story that you just said in the scenario, or it can be Lesnar as well.
Yep. Or, honestly, it could be all three.
But does anybody really want to see Lesnar and Roman again?
Nope.
WrestleMania?
Nope.
If
It's been done too many times.
But it's a different scenario, because now now Lesnar is the face, and Reigns is the heel. Where
Has Brock ever been a face?
No, but he wants to come back. When he comes back, he wants to come back and put people over. He wants to help catapult people into the business. He wants to do his time for what everybody did for him. So, if that's the case, I could see him coming back, going against Reigns, and helping catapult him even into a bigger heel than he is.
We'll have to see, right?
That would be. That's all it would work.
We're just marks that want to see this happen. Doesn't mean it's going to. But it'd be great if it did.
I mean, that's
Anyways,
freaking awesome. Freaking.
We got left for debating here.
Well, I mean, we went through all the matches. So right now, if just anything else that you think is going to happen tomorrow night. If anybody out there has any questions or comments or theories that they want to have brought up in here, just hit up the chat. Throw out some messages in there. I don't know. I'm so looking forward to tomorrow night now. That just got me hyped. Seeing Edge and Orton as 1 and 2. Oh man. They were supposed to announce the 30th spot for the men, and they switched it. They swapped it on us because there was so much backlash for them wanting to announce the 30th spot. I
think it's going to be R-Truth again.
Maybe they just threw that out there as a bone to us because they wanted everybody to tune in to backstage.
Well, no, they threw that out there, but then they announced yesterday that they changed it. They modified it because they legit got a lot of backlash from people saying that they would not watch the Rumble because the part of the surprise is knowing who the last person is to come out. Like, you don't want to know who 30th is unless you earn it.
Never. I don't want to know who 1 through 30 is, period.
Yeah,
anyways, but we're going to find it out.
1 and 2 are the most, like, it's the most anticlimactic ones out of everybody. So it's fine that they told 1 and 2 because usually they used to have where everybody would know who number 1 and number 2 were because you'd have matches and it'd be like the winner gets 30, the loser gets 1. And it's like they used to have where the 30th person was announced, not just announcing it.
That must have been time where I stopped watching. Like, there was a good period of times I didn't watch.
But I'm so hyped for tomorrow night. Royal Rumble is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year.
Of course, in Big E winning.
I don't see him winning, holding the IC belt. No one has ever won it while they held the belt. So the only way he wins is if they throw together a triple threat IC title match tomorrow for the pre-show and he loses. Then you know he's winning the Rumble. That's my thing. So, anybody have anything else to say?
I'm good.
No, I'm covered.
All right. Well, wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We do appreciate you coming out for our first edition of the Off the Rope podcast. Hopefully, we will do some of these again in the future. We have a couple pay-per-views coming up. We have the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view on February 14th. I don't believe we would be doing one for that one, so we might be doing a review of that one. And then a week after, we have Elimination Chamber. So look forward to us coming back around the middle of February doing the predictions for Elimination Chamber. Anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, I would also like to personal shout out to producer guy Phil, aka RK Regiment here on Twitch for doing the intro for us. He's a good guy. He makes a lot of NHL content on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So check him out. I'll give him a good shout out there for working it for us there.
We also have a wrestling fans Discord. I am one of the owners of the Discord, and Shadow and J-Train are two of my admins. If you are interested, you can either find the link on my Twitch profile or on my YouTube profile. Both are Scowls24. And I will be
We'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you. We have tournaments we run every pay-per-view for predictions. We have a yearly tournament. There's a lot of cool things that we do on there.
I'll discuss that a little bit, give people some insight.
Go ahead. You can.
So we have Scouts had touched base on. We have a Discord server. It's an honor. It was started by our late son, and we've been with it since. We're 3 years deep. We have, again, what Scouts was touching on is we have a yearly tournament where it's called I don't remember what it was called before, but now, in honor of our friend, we call it the Vibe Memorial. and we compete each pay-per-view, whether it be AEW, WWE. I think those are the only two we do right now. NXT. We're going to further expand in the years to come when there's more interest there for it. But right now, at the end of the year, whoever gets the most overall points receives a championship ring, which is dedicated again to Vibes, and it's just a way to commemorate. What's that word?
Commemorate.
Yes, thank you. Your win in the tournament. So it's not all for nothing. You actually get a prize. We're looking at making the server better with more ideas coming in the future. We're always looking for input on how to make our server better. We're always listening to different opinions. I mean, without the opinions, we don't have a fan base in there, to say the least. We respect everybody's opinion, whether you don't like WWE, you love AEW more, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, we respect it. We're not going to diminish your value because you don't like a certain thing. But more than welcome to have anybody join the server, as long as you're respectful to everybody. If you're racist and stuff like that, you get the vote. Don't care.
I threw a link in the chat. It is the link to join the server. Once you join the server, you're just going to need to select which brand you do like, and that'll open up a lot of the different rooms and channels that you can see.
Make sure you tag or you at Scallops every 5 minutes at 2 a.m. It's great.
Yes, that is mandatory. That is the initiation ritual.
He is the authority. We are the heels.
But other than that, everybody, have a great rest of your evening, and let's get ready to Rumble tomorrow.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We hope to see you guys again soon.
Messiah Club is fun.
No, it's not.